Well, hello, hello, hello to everybody here. It's Teresa Sanderson. As always, very excited to connect with you. Today, we're talking about what does nurses eat their young mean and what can we do about it? So as you pop in today, please feel free, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're catching me on the replay, comment hashtag replay and please let me know that you stopped by. This is a really important topic and it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. Largely because I've been a nurse myself for 32 years. I experienced nurses eating their young for the very first time when I was a nursing student. So raise your hand if that has been you as well. There have been many, many nurses that I've encountered over the years, and especially in the last year or two, who have told me, Teresa, you're not alone. That actually happened to me when I was a nursing student. I didn't even get to graduate, and I had experienced that. So today I want to talk about what this phenomenon is, what it really means, and some simple strategies of what we can do about it, because it is affecting our nursing workforce every day. And in my personal opinion, it affects our profession as a whole when this type of culture, this harsh, toxic culture of nurses eating their young, is allowed to persist and continue. Okay. So, as I mentioned before, I've been a nurse for 32 years and I experienced this for the first time when I was a nursing student. Okay. So, for more than 30 years, and I'm sure longer than that, we know that this has been a problem in nursing, but it still exists as a problem today, right now, today. And I'm actually working with a New York City hospital right now to talk about nursing culture and innovative strategies that we can use to improve it and create an environment where nurses not only recognize, we need to move from, first of all, this culture of nurses eating their young to a place where nurses recognize that we need our young, and finally to a place where nurses can come to the table and feed our young, right? And this is very, very important because from what I've seen, we will never be able to retain nurses. We will never be able to pay enough of a sign-on bonus, enough of an hourly wage to keep nurses working in toxic work environments. Are you with me? We continue to do the same things. We're going to pay you a little bit more. We're going to give you a sign-on bonus. We're going to bring in all of this new talent, but lo and behold, what do? We bring them into the same lousy work environments that other nurses are leaving. It's truly time to do what? To clean the house. We need to clean from the inside out and be ready to make some changes in how we manage nursing culture. Now, I've been in nursing leadership for the majority of my career, and in that time, I have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of how things go. But I think it's really important for us as leaders to take ownership of this, because the fact that the culture of nurses eating their young exists today is the biggest leadership fail I believe I could possibly imagine. And the only time in my nursing career that I was able to fully remove myself and my nursing team from it was when I owned my own hospice nursing agency. It can be done, but we have to value that culture. We have to value it. We have to educate it. If you think about when you move into a new home or into a new apartment, what is the first thing that we do? We take some cleaning supplies and washcloths and we go all over that place and we clean it out, even though it's been cleaned professionally probably before we move into it, right? We make a point of, before I move into this house, I'm going to get it ready. I'm going to get it ready for me and any of my guests who may come into it. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, with that in mind, it's very important for us as professional nurses and as nursing leaders to clean the house. We've got to get rid of toxic culture that has perpetuated in nursing for such a long time. So what does nurses what does nurses eat their young mean then? It means that we have a culture of incivility, a culture that is less than professional and does not respect every single nurse working in it. It is the harsh behavior that's exhibited from one nurse to another. When a nurse asks for help or asks a question, she or he may get eye rolling, may get foot stomping. Oh, I'm too tired to work with you. Or even agency staff nurses and travelers experience this as well when they go from one environment, one location to another to work, to do what? To help. they end up being told, well, you make the big bucks, so, you go figure it out. Okay. It happens everywhere. And it's just a really, really sad state of affairs. And so I would personally believe that until we can resolve the issues within nursing culture, have an environment that is full of emotionally intelligent nurses who have learned how to communicate and both their needs and listen to the needs of others, that we are going to continue to have this kind of problem. Okay. And what that means is our profession as a whole, we are not in an elevated state. Okay. Right now, nursing is on the cusp of some really big changes. We're on the cusp of really big changes for better or for worse. And so nurses need to be able to articulate in professional, meaningful, and clear ways that express our needs for the future in ways that are just very clear and are not emotion driven. All right. If we come to the table with foot stomping and eye rolling, we are not going to get the attention we want from leaders who can help and support nurses move into the future. We need to clean up nursing culture, though. We need to get rid of this lack of professionalism and this harsh nursing culture that pits one nurse against another and somehow expects that we are going to be able to hire and retain new staff. That's never going to happen. Okay. I did a poll on LinkedIn in April of this year, and it got almost 650 responses. And the poll simply asked the question: have you ever left a position because of toxic nursing culture in your career? 86% of those respondents said yes, they have, and another 7% said I haven't yet, but I would if I could. Okay. That is 93% of nurses who have encountered this, and 86% of that 650 said, yes, I have. Okay. So this is a big, big problem. What will we do about it? Well, it's time for us to look at new solutions to old problems. This is truly an age old problem that has existed in nursing. And so it's time for us to look at a couple of things like, how can we hire and place the right nurse in the right role? How can we work with the unique gifts and talents that each nurse brings to the table and allow them to truly bloom where they are planted, to serve in ways that make sense according to their personality and their innate gifts and talents? Okay. And this is really important because in my entire career, what we've done is put any nurse in any role. Okay. And we will discipline you until until you either leave us or we bend you and shape you into the mold that we need you in. And that's not a very life-giving situation for either the nursing leader or the nurse experiencing it. Okay. So we need to be looking at ways that we can use things like personality assessments that are widely used in most other industries, 100% across the board. We need to be looking at how can we use these tools to help us understand our nursing teams better, help us serve them at a higher level, help us communicate with them in ways that they can easily and clearly understand, um, and elevate nursing as a profession. So that's just one solution. Another thing is that we need to come to the table with emotional intelligence training for our teams and for our nurses. I would love to see this happen in nursing schools because every nurse is tasked with dealing with a few things, right? Number one, okay, we've already talked about harsh nursing culture. And then every patient and family who's ever going to complain, able to manage those difficult or challenging communications. Okay. Right now, in most units that I have ever been involved in, and most nursing managers that I speak with today agree with the statement that in their role as a nursing leader on any hospital unit, they are tasked with resolving any and all patient complaints. All right. How much more meaningful leadership work could our nurse managers and hospital nursing leaders and other facility leaders do if every nurse on the unit was skilled in emotional intelligence and understood how to resolve those kind of challenging situations? All right. There are so many things that we can do differently. There are so many things that we can do better. It's going to start with innovation. It's going to start with thinking outside the box and refusing to do what we've always done. Okay, that's what it's going to take. And so I'm really excited to have founded the Nurses Feed Their Young movement. I want to invite you to visit our website, learn a little bit more at nursesfeedtheiryoung.com. Just some information that you can take away and learn about. But I hope this will just give you food for thought in how your organization may be approaching nursing culture and how we might together work on some innovative strategies to improve nursing culture for the future of nursing and to elevate nursing as a profession. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Bye.